What up, Sk, and welcome to Bar Vibes with Bryce Forth, giving out raw reactions and interactive with the masses. No subject is safe. You'll hear the people and the noises, but that's the point, because without the people, what's the point? Embrace the vibration. Shout out to the bartender, Loren. First and foremost, happy fucking born day to my lovely mother, Mrs. Queen, Jacksonville, senior diva, Victoria Gentry, turning 52 years young today. Mama, I love you, and I hope you're enjoying every bit of your day and your birthday week. Knowing you, knowing me, I know you're just gonna literally ride this out for like a whole week, so have at it. Anywho, football, god damn it. We are back for week 2, and people who love football to the core, like I do, they understand that when football is back, it makes the week go by so much faster. Like, I can't believe it's already Thursday, and I love it. And football's on right now, currently. So I'm coming at you with Fresh's recap picks for week 2 of the NFL season. Not recap, but you know what I meant. But they come by as free. Hey, listen, players fuck up too. Chargers Chiefs tonight. It's a Thursday night game. This is a fucking wild Thursday night. Like, whoever made the schedule was a fucking genius. Bomb Thursday, and it's crazy for it to only be week 2. What's up, my boy? Yeah, let me get some of that. There you go. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Even though the Chargers, haven't won a playoff game under Justin Herbert, they do have big expectations. But again, I feel like after Pat Mahomes had that like weird year where he still performed very well, they just didn't they didn't go far in the playoffs as they normally do. They're like some people that kind of wrote him off. No, Pat Mahomes is still Pat Mahomes. I got the Chiefs in a close game. I think it's going to be a shootout, so we'll see. Vikings Eagles. You know your boy going to be in the building for that home opener. Monday Night Football with some of my favorite people. The Vikings, they had a really good outing with Justin Jefferson just grittying all over the goddamn planet, all over the fucking field. And then the Birds, they held tight. They had a really big lead. I guess the Lions, they fought back, but they held on. I can see this also being a shootout. If the Eagles coaching staff can figure out that, hey, leaving Jordan Davis on the field stops the run, we're going to win the game. So I feel like the Birds are going to pull out a dub. So flag was fly on the road to victory. Bucs Saints. Saints at home against the GOAT of GOATs, and honestly, I'm feeling like the Saints got this in the bag. Brady hasn't won against the Saints since he's played for Tampa Bay. Look it up. And honestly, the biggest reason why I'm picking the Saints is because the Bucs O-line is not good. They had to replace their left tackle, which is the most important player for a right-handed quarterback on the field, and Micah Parsons had a day with them. So that's just like put on the tape, this is what we need to do. A lot of people say Tom Brady just needs to be pressured up front. No, his backside, it was getting pause. His weak side was getting pressured, and I feel like they can do that again. So, regardless of his pedigree, you can't get past that. So for me, Saints in this game. Colts and Jags. I got the Colts with their fucking tying asses. They better come out with some more fucking energy. They got the top 3 RB in the league. A very viable veteran quarterback. This should be a lot easier than last week. The Jags are on the up and up, but if the Colts can be just a little better and they had a better kicker, they'd have won that game. So the Jaguars seem to be in better hands with Dougie P, but Matt Ryan is just Matt Ryan, and he's a veteran. And technically, they had the top offense after week 1. I think the Colts are surging up, and I believe that they win this divisional game against the Jaguars. Washington Lions. Both teams had some good offensive performances last week. Washington won, and the Lions against the Birds, they lost a close game. What it comes to down to in this game is that I think the Lions are actually pretty formidable, and Carson cannot just stop fucking turning the ball over. I don't understand what it is. Like, his hands just want to be like, that person over there has a different color jersey than me. I'm giving it to him. He's been doing it his entire career, even with us, and I'm the first person to admit that. If we had turned it over a lot against Detroit, they would have easily whooped us. So if Washington cannot stop turning the ball over, The Lions are going to win this, and that's my pick for this game. I think the Lions are going to win. Dolphins, Ravens. I thought Tua was forcing the ball to Tyreek Hill last week just to prove a point that he can, do it. He didn't make any mistakes, but he also didn't really wow me, which is who he is. He's accurate. He's an accurate guy. He doesn't have any glaring attributes, but he also just doesn't fuck up. Lamar Jackson handled business against a weak Jets team, but something tells me that the Dolphins are just going to come out with something to prove. Losing Kyle Fuller for the Ravens wasn't the best of news, so I'm going to pick the Dolphins to pull this one out. Jets, Browns. This is weird for me because if the Browns have a much more athletic QB, which they do, I'm not going to talk about that, and he's not playing, then Jacoby Brissett, they win that game last week easily. The Jets coach came out and stood up for his team yet again, but the Jets defense, I'm not sure if they can stop Nick Chubb. At the end of the day, I mean, he's a beast. Also, though, if your quarterback can't handle his end of the bargain, it's going to be a bad day. A light 200 and a TD, maybe a rushing touchdown from Jacoby, but again, I got a feeling that that's not going to be enough to get it done, and I'm going to take the Jets in this game. Panthers, Giants, both teams had some tight games in week 1. Giants winning, Panthers losing in a very heartbreaking fashion. Kickers, man, I swear. I believe in the Panthers having better playmakers, especially with CMC back, very healthy. Saquon came out last week to tell y'all don't forget about the kid, and he wanted to let y'all know who the fuck he was. And the Giants defense is better than average, and again, these picks come with no bias. They're better than average. And I mean, Titans do still have Derrick Henry, who got fucking blasted last week. I'm not the biggest Baker Mayfield fan. I really do believe he's just an average quarterback. But the Giants are my rivals, and I just feel like Baker's out for revenge just because he lost last week. So I'm going to pick the Panthers in this one. Pat Steelers, I mean, you lose the Defensive Player of the Year for, a couple weeks. I don't think he is on IR, but I feel like they think that he's going to come back after a couple, after 6 weeks or whatever the time. I think it is 6 weeks. And Mike Tomlin has shown you that he can make the best out of his roster when the chips are down. I'm not going to go against that. The man, I think he's never had a losing season in Pittsburgh Steelers history since he's been the coach. Also doesn't help that the Patriots and Mac Jones, with his injury, aren't sure where they're headed into the week. So, I think the Steelers capitalize off the Patriots not knowing who their quarterback is going to be or if he's going to be healthy. And I think the Steelers win this. So, Falcons, Rams. For this one, the only thing that worries me is the health of Matt Stafford. His arm looked really weird last week. Like noodly, like linguine. Like he was like trying to whip it, but like it was just overcooked. Like an overcooked noodle. It was weird. And Cooper Kupp still remains elite, but the defense, they just couldn't rattle. They couldn't rattle Josh Allen last week. So they have a much better matchup with the quarterback in Marcus Mariota. And even though the Falcons did have a good first half against the Saints, blew the lead as they always do, I think the Rams are just, there's too much for them. So Rams win. Seahawks, Niners. I'm going to keep this one very short. If Trey Lance starts, the Niners are going to fucking lose. He just looks blind. I'm not going to be cliche, deer headlights, but he just looks like he doesn't know how to read a defense. He just looks lost. And Jimmy G's out there like, I told you so. So, taking the Niners. If they don't start Trey Lance. If they do, Seahawks getting them out of there. Bengals, Cowboys again. Short. Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush. Joe Burrow. I don't give a shit how terrible the Bengals offensive line is and how good Micah Parsons is. He's pretty good. The team in Dallas is in big trouble. Dak wasn't even good when when his hand was perfectly fine. So without him, if Ezekiel Elliott doesn't have a better, step up for them, their season's over. Now, I'm picking the Bengals in this dub. Cardinals, Raiders. The Cardinals, they had an unfortunate draw against Patty M's last week. And Derek Carr is a turnover machine. He's a turnover machine. He really is. I'm not sure how I feel about the Cardinals offense without D-Hop and their run game is just not there right now. Another divisional game this week, and I truly believe that the Raiders and Derek Carr clean up some mistakes, and they get the win over the Cardinals in week 2. Texans, Broncos. There's pressure getting to Mr. Unlimited, and the Texans really have nothing to lose. Like, they literally can make a billion mistakes, and because there's no expectations for them. Davis Mills can be confident that he will continue to start because they have no one else for him to be replaced by. And he performed very adequately last week, even though they blew a 17-point lead. I still think that Russell will need time with his players, and the Texans will pull this one out. It is early in the season, but Bears-Packers feels like to me a trap game. The Bears had an unfortunate weather game last week against the Niners. Defense looks great. Roquan Smith is a beast. Nothing to sneeze at. He proved to be still really good in shitty-ass weather. Aaron Rodgers is still that guy on the field, but at the end of the day, he obviously needs some weapons around him right now to get it done. So, at the very least, the chemistry on the offense for the Packers is just not there for me. So, I'm going Bears to be 2-0. That's crazy. Shout out to the Bull. What up, Rick? Titans, Bills. The Bills shows you who they were in the first week against the defending champs, and I don't believe that changes in the next week, in week 2 against the Titans. That loss to the Giants. Josh Allen led the Bills, and I think there's just too strong on offense and too beastly on defense, even with injuries, to lose to a Titans offense that could only give you 20 points. Bills with the dub. Come on, man. Moving forward, Brett Favre is a fucking dickhead and a half times $6 million. To take money away from the people of the poorest people by state in the nation, and then pretend like he had no idea that he was taking money from people in the poorest state in the nation is ridiculous. This is the shittiest thing I've heard in recent time. The receipts do not lie, Brett. People can pull up your text messages from fucking decades ago. You're an idiot. And then the worst part about it is that he took money to give to his alma mater where his daughter went at his old school, and she doesn't even go there anymore. What the fuck? I cannot wait to see what they do with this, but that shit's gross. Phil's still catching these dubs out here, trying to sweep the Marlins. They're not winning right now. They're actually getting their asses whooped. It's 4-1. But I will reiterate, they just need to keep winning the games that they need to. Like they're expected to win. That's pretty much it. Smash that bell. LSA pulled out a thriller against Ajax in a 2-1 victory. I said 2-0, but 2-1's fine. After a Madden header at the very, very last moment in a regular time. I really hope that they can play their premier match this Saturday and get back on schedule. The World Cup is creeping up, so we gotta get as many starters and key men to play in these premier games as we actually can. So up the Reds. My random thought, and I was having this conversation with my boo, but I was thinking some of the great lines by guys in movies, and I have a top 3. So 3. Loving basketball. When they came outside, and he was like, "I'll play you." For what? For your heart. That's pretty fire. And honestly, it's only because their entire relationship was built around basketball. So, at the end of the movie, it's like, hey, the one thing that we can absolutely bond with, basketball. Beat me, I'll call it a day, but you're not going to beat me because I'm playing you for your heart. Number 2 is Holes. I don't know if you've ever seen it or read the book from Disney, but this man Sam was trotting around, fixing roofs, fixing windows, and then Kate Barlow got her heart broken. He walked in and he was like, "I can fix that." Listen, man, I tell you, bars for days. Sam knew just how to get up them bloomers. What was it, like the 1800s? I don't fucking know. He knew how to get up them bloomers. But number 1, you can say what you want. This movie is top 5, dead or alive for me. But The Notebook, when it was said that if you're a bird, I'm a bird. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm where you are. Wherever you are, I'm at. She might as well just drop their panties at the moment. Just wet as can be. Wetter than that beach that they were on. Week 2 in the books. Big ups to the first state. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip. Much love from the kid. Enjoy your day. Enjoy life. Stay chill. I'm in the late Monday Night Football. You already know I'm ready for action. Let's go Birds!